Hi, this is Murray from Second Time Tech, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about UPS. And first of all, I'd like to say sorry again for not getting a video out faster. But instead of last time we were selling the house, this time we were buying a house. But today we got that all settled and done and whatnot. Took a little longer than what we had hoped, but it's all done. We have a place to live, so that's wonderful. And in about 6 weeks, we'll be, well, about a month and a half, we will be moving into our new place. So that should give me some time in between packing to make a few videos. And that's what I'll be doing. Now, I know I said that pretty much like that like 10 days ago when I made my last video, but this time I'll try harder. Now, at the end of the last video, I was talking about power bars and surge suppressors. And at the end of it, I talked about what a UPS and making sure that you get one that has a sine wave or sinusoidal wave that comes out of it. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And I can't seem to. All these videos that I'm trying to do over the last 2 hours have been way too long. So I'm going to try to do it faster this time. So, reason why you want a sine wave is because sine wave looks like this. This is what's coming out of the wall. It's just a representation. It's not quite right. It's a little more elongated than that. But it's just something I drew up. That's what you want to have because that's what's coming out of your wall. It comes at 110 to 120 volts out of the wall at 60 hertz. This is a square wave. And some UPSs, this is what comes out of them. This is not good for sensitive electronic equipment. They want this. This is full of noise, harmonics, and spikes, and stuff that your sensitive electronic equipment doesn't like and can actually hurt it. And it can actually break it. So therefore, this is why you want to get something that says it's a sine wave output. Now, I'll talk only on the residential side of things. Stuff that we would buy. Now, on Amazon Canada, in the show notes, it'll have the stuff about Amazon US. But on Amazon Canada, there are 3 different ones that are good known name brand ones. And one is APC. A lot of people know that brand, one of the biggest ones. Then there's CyberPower, and then there's Triplite. APC and CyberPower are approximately the same price for what you get, like for what your specs are. Triplite is almost twice as expensive, and I don't understand why. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong version, but I can't find versions that are sine wave ones that are around the same price as the other ones. But that might be just Amazon Canada. Amazon US has a lot more than what we have, so therefore it might be able to find that in the States, whereas we can't find it in Canada. So there's 3 things that a UPS will do. And one thing that it'll do is if you get a lightning strike, it has a surge suppressor in it, just like a power bar. 1. Second thing that it'll do is if the power goes out, it'll turn on automatically, really quick, between 8 to say 10 milliseconds. And the computer or your monitor or your TV wouldn't even notice the fact that it was gone. And then back on again, and it'll just keep on working normally. So it's good. And then the third thing is a thing called like a brownout. And what a brownout is when your power company loses some of the power, but not going to a blackout, losing power totally. So it'll go down to, say, somewhere between 70 or 80 volts. That's not good on your system because it still needs the same amount of power. So if the voltage goes down, that means the current goes up, because that's how you get power. It's voltage times current. So if one goes down, the other one has to go up to make up the same amount of power. So therefore, brownouts not good for your system. It can actually damage it. And the good ones will prevent that, the UPSs. They'll do it one of two ways. They'll either add power to the line, what's coming out of the UPS, not to your whole house, but just what's coming out of the UPS. So it'll keep it at 110 to 120 volts coming out of the UPS. And it'll use the batteries to make up the difference. That's the best way to do it, because then your battery will last longer. The other ones, what they'll do is they'll just switch it to UPS if it finds out that the power is not high enough. And then it's just like if your power went out, it'll only last that long because it's using the battery totally. So those are the three things that it can do. Now, how to use a residential power UPS is it's not made for you to run your system for the whole time that the power is out. It won't work. You'll pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get something that'll do that. What it's made for is to run your system for somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes so that you can finish what you're doing on the computer, like homework or business work, or even playing a game. Playing a game is a little harder because it uses more power, so it won't last as long playing the game, but the other stuff, it'll last. And then you get to a point where you can save, and then you save whatever you're doing, and then you shut down the program that you're running properly, and then you shut down your computer properly, and then you go to the switch on the unit and turn it off. And that's so that it will protect it more. Now, if you're running a system that has like, let's say, an i7 or an R9 system, and it has like a GTX 1080 or equivalent in it, or Vega 64 or 56 in it or equivalent, then what I would do is I would get a sine wave generator or UPS that is a minimum 1500 volt amp, because it would probably allow your system to run that 10 or 20 minutes so that you can do that stuff. Now, if you are running a i3 or an i5 or an R5 or an R3, and you're running a GTX 1060 graphics card or an RX 570 or 560 graphics card, then you could probably get away with 1000 volt amp. Now, there is one in the middle that's about a 1350 volt amp. That's fine too for the lower ones. Like, so maybe you want to do that if you got an i5 or an R5, and the lower one if it's an i3 or an R3. Like whatever you feel like, if you think it's drawing more current than normal. And and then use it that way. Use it like to be able to shut down your system normally. Now, I looked at the price on Amazon Canada, and on the APC one for 1500 volt amps is $280. That's with the sine wave out. And then 1000 volt amp one is about $183. And that's the one with the sine wave out. Now, there are lesser expensive ones, but don't. It's not good for your system. Spend the extra $40 or so and get something good. So that's all I'm going to talk about this time. And there's a lot more that I know about UPSs and generators like gas, diesel, propane generators, and about solar systems and windmill systems to generate power, save it in the battery, and then inverters and stuff like this and whatnot. But I tried to do that last few times and it gets way too long a video. So maybe I'll touch on that in another video in the near future. So if you liked the video, thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. If you like the content, then please subscribe. I want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye.